Oh,
Hi, everybody.
welcome, welcome, welcome to the third edition of Frequency Shift, the performance and the interviews. I'm one of your hosts, Trovarsi.
I'm Space Racer.
I'm Calytrix.
Hey, welcome back.
Thanks, everyone, for being here. We're really excited to bring you this third edition. We've got some great performers lined up and some time afterwards to talk to the performers, and we just anticipate a great show today.
Okay, great. So let's hurry up and get into it. I know everyone's really excited.
Yeah, our first performer, you just heard some of her music, is Dream Chambers. Hope you like that pre-roll. Dream Chambers is the name for the New Zealand-born singer-songwriter Jess Chambers' experimental electronic project. She comes from a background originally in delicately orchestrated folk music, and she's embarked on a transformative journey into the world of music technology.
Nice.
I think we're all excited to hear that.
All right, so let's hear Dream Chambers.
That was incredible.
That was incredible. So beautiful and dreamy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Green, lush, dreamy. That's what came to my mind.
I really love the contrast of like the very synthetic bass to that super atmospheric and kind of natural sounding like vocals.
Thank you. My heart is pounding from all the nice comments. So
It's a very nice audience. They loved your set.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Why not?
Thank
That's
you.
love.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's making my heart race.
That's good.
Maybe tell us about your setup.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I'm so excited to be a part of this. Thank you for having me. I've met so many sweet people, so many amazing artists, and it's fun to find a new community. So thank you.
Thank you so much
for
performing and being a part of it.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you. Oh, and so my setup is
Sorry.
so I use the Electron Digitac to program all my synths, and I have some vocal samples on there that I've sequenced, kind of like a drum kit, but using my voice instead of drums. And then I have the Sub Fatty playing the bass, and then the Volca keys and Pigtronics Infinity Looper, just looping like little grains of my voice, and then effects, just like throwing it around.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
It sounded
Thank
very
you.
unique.
What was the synth on the table next to your computer?
Oh, so that's my favorite synth that I do not own. So that's a really beautiful synth. It's called a MIDI Mini, and the one that I was borrowing was one of the originals. So it had the same circuit board as the Mini Moog, which they don't make it like that anymore. So that one is really special.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't afford it, so.
I don't even want to imagine how expensive it is.
Yeah. It sounded amazing. The whole set.
Yeah. Oh, the MIDI Mini just blows me away every time. But I wanted to tell you guys, I'm excited. I got my first module.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Oh, it's a Morphogene.
This is literally my whole module setup right now.
No,
You'll feel that
gotta
really
start
fast.
somewhere.
Yeah. And that's a perfect module for you to start off with the type of music and what you're doing with your vocals. So
Yeah, I thought so.
nice choice.
I'm kind of gonna replace the Infinity Looper with this thing, like vocal processing will be the entire thing. So
What else are you planning on putting in there?
I was thinking maybe the Instro R-Bar.
That's a very
That
good
looks
module.
really amazing. And then maybe like a filter module and maybe maths.
Yeah, it's
And then it will
modulation.
pretty much be full.
That's a lot to work with.
I have an IntelliGel case and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
You still have the
so
room
far.
for 1U, so
Yeah, you get the line up top for 1U.
Yeah, I still gotta get those. I was able to load some samples on the card and start playing with it. So
Nice.
yeah. I wanted to tell everyone that.
It's exciting.
It's addictive.
Soon you'll have way too many modules. You'll just have
Yeah.
boxes of them.
I can see that happening.
yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
So you have just finished recording an EP.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us
Would you like
about-
to talk about it?
Well, it's 8 songs, so it's kind of an EP album. I don't know what things are these days, but yeah, I'm looking for a home for it. So I'm shopping it to record labels right now, and hopefully it will be out next year.
Nice.
Not sooner. We'll see what happens. And yeah, I'm excited about it. It was like the second version of an album I had already recorded, and I had to re-record it because it just wasn't quite there. So it's like doubly satisfying to have it done.
Nice. And I believe we played one that was our intro to the show, just so like
Oh,
to
yeah.
remind people watching that was a part of the album, correct?
That's actually already released. That one's on Bandcamp.
Well, people should go
Yeah.
check out the rest of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. My new album is a little bit more experimentally like processed. The vocals are more processed, but
Okay.
similar vibe.
Nice.
So.
I might
Yeah.
know a couple labels that you should reach out to. I'll be
Oh.
sure to message you.
That would be amazing. Yeah. I want a good home for it. So, and I want to work with some good people. So any help would be welcome. Oh, and I saw someone asked a question about my t-shirt.
Oh,
So
you're
this,
Disc
so I
Woman.
threw it back on real quick. This is from Disc Women. They're a really amazing collective in New York. So check them out. Disc
Very
Women.
powerful crew. Yes.
Cool.
So thank you so much for participating. We'll have everyone, just to remind everyone in the chat, like just to make sure if anyone had any question for you about your setup. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your performance. Be on the lookout, everyone out there. In the description to the event, we placed your link there.
Okay,
So
awesome.
just to remind everyone, be sure to check out the description of the link. All the artist information will be there. So yes, everyone, that was Dream Chambers.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet you
Thank
all.
you for
It was
joining
great.
Thank you
us.
again.
Great to meet you.
Yes.
Bye.
Lovely.
Bye. All right, so next up, we have Moxy Martinez, aka Osha Meredith. Let's just to give you a little bit of background. She's a self-taught DJ. Getting all tripped up. They're a self-taught DJ, producer, composer. They have been on international stages since 2003. The highlights of Moxy's career include DJing in the Trans Musical Festival in France, being selected by Tom Sachs Auto Contributor for his retrospective show at the Contemporary Austin, and contributing to original music to Emmy-nominated documentary Teeny Out Loud in 2015. Wow, that's amazing. Moxy founded the Columbus Synth Slam in 2017, and they have the most recently produced and performed the Synth Speditioner. I hope I'm saying that right.
Expeditioner, I love it.
At the Wexner Center and the Arts Visual Series EP in June 2020. So without further ado, this is Moxy Martinez, aka Osha Meredith. right. Woo! Very groovy.
What a great performance.
Yes.
That was really, really awesome.
I know.
A lot of fun.
Oh, muted.
You're still muted.
I'll unmute you. There you go. I think you're still muted. There you go.
In
Awesome.
your Enigma Mogs.
Okay. Hello.
What's up? Thanks for having me. Oh my god, my
Thanks
palms are sore.
for coming by.
Yes,
Wow.
thank you.
Totally.
I know I fumbled on my words before your performance. You have so many amazing accomplishments. Like, can I well, first, I have so many questions, but first, tell us about your patch, and then I want to ask about the Teeny Out Loud documentary.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
tiny out loud.
Tiny.
So the patch I did here, well, what did I do? I still have it in. Oh, I used. You're like, what the hell did I do? Spaghetti forever. I
feel
really,
that.
right? You get lost in your spaghetti, which is why I have my patch cords color coded. So
See,
all the
that's
green
smart.
ones go. The green ones are DFAM input. Purple is the middle, what I call the top Moog input, and the gray and white are the bottom Moog input. And anything that happens on the bottom Moog, like the little shorties, just to give myself a visual cue. But I've really been trying to utilize the multiply patches, which prevents me from having to buy like a trillion of these like little splitter things.
Right.
And
Right.
it's, I mean, these are fun and I could multiply times 100, but I just really had a lot of fun like sending the velocity from the DFAM out into the middle mode, because I've only had this DFAM since like February or March, so I'm still learning and just sort of noodling around and trying to find my way. But it's I'm really doing my best to not only patch into the DFAM, but really use the output patch points to do other things, like do some crazy, trigger pulses. And I've really been enjoying splitting the velocity and the up and down that you can get from messing with the pitch and velocity on the DFAM that's being sent into the other two Moogs. So I just always get super pumped. And I think this last month really started to use the hell out of this multiplier, because I only had 2 of these. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't send my stuff. I only have 2 of these splitters. So,
well, it sounded amazing. And we saw you were doing some live patching there too when you were in the middle of your set, which is,
I think it's
bold.
really it is bold, and it is. But I think when I go to shows and when I watch performances, I think it's really, really awesome and exciting and engaging to see the performer really utilizing their instrument and not just showing up and pushing buttons. And maybe that's just a holdover from my DJ life. Seeing DJs really utilize their equipment and not just showing up to it and just kind of, whatever. And it's really cool. Like, I've watched every single one of these frequency shifts, and it's so cool to watch everyone really just go in on their machines. And it makes me feel really validated with what I'm doing.
I think that's one of the really cool things about modulars, that they're reconfigurable like all the time.
right. And you could give somebody the same, like a group of people, the exact same setup, and it's going to sound completely different from each individual person.
Oh, totally. You could give someone 5 patch cords and get 25,000 different scenarios, which is really, really, really exciting.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved with the documentary? I see you had a nomination on that.
Yes. Couple friends of mine who are based here in Columbus, film producer and another artist. They it's called Tiny Out Loud, and they asked me to contribute some music to it, and just so happened that year they got nominated in the documentary category. So it's really exciting to be a part of something like that. And you know, musicians, at least for me, sometimes I feel like I have such a small part in my contribution, but then when you see the bigger, you know, piece, you realize that yes, they asked you to do this because you're an integral part of it. And I feel very honored to have my name on such a beautiful piece of film, and I highly recommend watching it. It's possibly streaming on Vimeo, but it's called Tiny Out Loud.
Tiny.
Yeah, we'll definitely check it out.
And I'm
And you,
representing-
oh yeah, you're representing
nice.
SoCal. Love it. And I caught I mean, you're well-rounded in, you know, with your music. Last night, I know you had a DJ set. I did have an opportunity to listen to some of that, and it sounded dope. So
Thank you.
yeah, is that like that's a regular thing you do, the radio, right?
It is. Yeah, I started that right at the beginning of the whole pandemic when everything shut down. I'm sure a lot of us, we have not been in a music venue since February or March.
Mm.
And I'm definitely feeling the stress and pressure of that. I miss being in front of people. I miss the energy exchange of performance and DJing. So every single Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I do live DJ sets. And I actually dropped Trovarsi, your track with Sean Cruda last night. Which one was it? Conflicted, I believe. Yep, Conflicted.
Thank
And oh my God, that thing slaps. That thing slaps. So between the radio show and the synthesizer work, it gives me something to show up to and look forward to, like every day and every week. And now with Frequency Shift, it's something like every Saturday. I'm like, all right, I have this thing. I can gain some inspiration and some validation. And it just feels really exciting to be able to contribute something unique and original to the community at large. I mean, I've got my first Moog in 2016, and I'm now like 3 deep. I'm about to get another, maybe DFAM, a Subharm. I mean, who knows? Dream Chamber just got their first module. I'm about to gift myself my first one, the Erica Synths Black Hole DSP2.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in this little Pittsburgh modular.
Make sure you tag us too when you get it and take some pictures. So just so we can keep.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, you're.
I'm gonna share the experience.
Yeah, you're
with you.
SoCal now, man.
I have to install these blank panels. I got, I gotta represent.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing that's like been so amazing about all this. And just for those out there who are joining us and have been hanging out with us, like, thank you for joining us. This is the 3rd edition of the Performances of Frequency Shift. And for those that have been hanging with us throughout this time, thank you. And that's one of the great things that's been happening with this whole pandemic. The positive side is it allows all of us to connect like globally and just on a platform. So it's like I'm sitting with you. So I do miss the being in front of the crowd directly and playing the energy.
Yeah.
But I also really love this, you know, like being able to, hey, I'm going to pop in and you're going to pop in and chat with us after you perform, and instead of having to jump on a plane.
And
That's
there's
awesome.
people in the chat that are from all over. People were posting where they were tuning in from earlier, and it's global almost.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
Loving it.
Yep. Oh, it is global. Yeah.
So
Hey,
nice to have this.
The joys of technology.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much
Thank you
for taking the time to share your accomplishments with us and your performance. And yeah, so everyone, the Moxy Martinez playing as Osea Merdis.
Osha Meredith.
Osha Meredith. I
That-
don't know what my problem is.
I mean, Odessa is a great track by Caribou, but I'm certainly Osha Meredith.
Osha Meredith.
It's all good.
Thank God we put your link in the description. And
It's cool.
And it is 90 degrees in here too.
Oh my gosh.
It's a hot day in California.
It's a hot day in New York. I have an air conditioner and a fan on me and I'm still sweating.
Well,
Yeah,
super honored to be a part of this, and thanks for having me, and looking forward to more. Hopefully we'll do this again sometime.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Definitely.
Sure.
For sure.
All right.
Thank you so
Take
much.
it easy.
Thank you. All right. So next up, we have Frae-Frae, Daughters of Drexciya. She is, I don't even know where to begin. Okay. She's an award-winning and internationally acclaimed multi-instrumentalist. She's an educator. She's a composer. She's a drummer, jazz, classical. She also is the director of the Willie Mae, which was rock and now future sound, which is integrating electronic music and all of it. Like she's killing
They're
it.
doing a lot of great things. And what another upside of this pandemic, she was supposed to be on tour and we would not have been able to connect with her in this way.
Right.
And now we've been able to, and she's helped us out, and we've collaborated with some things that Shonda has, and we're very pleased that she is performing next on Frequency Shift.
Yeah, so Frae-Frae, Daughters of Drexciya, everyone enjoy. Oh,
Way to go, Frey.
That was
Frey.
super
Daughter
fun.
of Drexciya.
funky, like a little nasty, but great.
You're still muted.
Thought, okay, hey everybody.
Hey,
Thank you so much. That was so fun. I
love
appreciate it. Thank you.
I loved your neon sign. I think everyone did.
I appreciate it.
Is
Yeah.
that you from where your new spot?
Yes.
That's
Lovely.
incredible.
Yeah. Thanks. Am I?
No, you're good.
You're good. There might be a little delay.
You're good.
Oh, I think she keeps cutting out.
There you are.
You're on now. You're good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there you go. Hey,
There
why
we
don't you
go.
tell us about your patch? and how
Okay,
you
what
implement
I really want to talk about is that I have these modules that I never use for anything, and I wanted to use them. They're by Error Instruments. This dude named Paul Tass, who lives in Amsterdam, and creates all these very interesting sounding. He does a lot of noise stuff. So the main voice melodic like oscillator sound is a module he has called the trash drum, and so it's supposed to be like a drum thing, and then like I use this other thing called a cloud busting, and it's on. I had it set on the plum. It was like a plum butter kind of like sort of imitation setting, like at the beginning.
Like almost like the shells kind of.
Oh, you know, actually, that was what was that? That was rings.
Oh, nice.
That was some rings, yeah, and like that was rings, and then I had your favorite filter, Trovarsi, what with the Q-Pass.
Yep.
You know, I had that
Q-Pass.
going. I had the Mimia phone going. I had Milky Way endorphins, Milky Way like adding some effects, and of course one of my favorites, the BIA. You know, and then let me think. Oh yeah, that sequencer. What's it called?
A nerd for a nerd.
A nerd for a nerd. No, and so yeah, this sequencer, I wouldn't have it if it were not for Trovarsi. Like it was on back order, and Trovarsi was like, I think I see one on Reverb, and I felt like we were like kids. I was like, do you want it? I don't know. Do you want it? It was like, you could get it. Okay, thanks.
Like, go ahead.
Awesome.
Yeah, so thank you, and I'm enjoying that. And then like I think I see the surging mass in the chat. Like I was inspired by him using the NerdSec, and I was just tell me how to save. Just tell me how to save, and I'll figure it out from there. So he was like, press this, and then I went for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that NerdSec. I mean, first of all, your whole set sounded so dope.
Thanks.
And was a lot of that then the CV from the NerdSec?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I recently started to use a tracker when I had to learn how to use the Polyend tracker, and then like, oh, so that's what this NerdSec is about.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna age ourselves, or I'm gonna date myself. I'll speak for myself, but I had a Commodore 64 back in the day. So like the whole, like, it wasn't completely tracker, but that whole thing was sort of intriguing to me. And once you see it, like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I know that the left to right thing also makes sense, but I partially grew up in Japan, so they read right to left. You know, you just get used to it. You just look at it a different way. It's all patterns, you know. So
that's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
Just patterns.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing with Willie Mae?
Yeah, Willie Mae is super exciting right now. We have a project, it's called Willie Mae Future Sounds. It's year-round programming. It's electronic music meets Afrofuturism meets social justice. And we are in the process of starting our fall season. We're starting year-round programming. We just had summer camp, and that went really well. We did it on Zoom, and we look forward to being in person. We just got a spot. You know, we're getting some kids, and really, like what you were saying, Trovarsi, and also Space Racer, I wouldn't know you guys really if it were not for the pandemic. I feel weird saying I'm grateful for the pandemic, but I'm grateful for the opportunities or the beautiful situations that the pandemic has brought, including Willie Mae and the opportunity to Willie Mae Future Sounds, and also the fact that because we're using Zoom now, we're able to reach kids who don't live in New York City. So for our camp, we had 5 kids that were from out of state, you know, and I would like to continue that once we get in person, you know, and have the kids be able to learn how to broadcast, and they'll do the shows, and then the tech team kids will do the broadcast behind the scenes, like Jono and stuff like that. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
They get to learn all aspects.
absolutely,
They have to wear
absolutely.
all hats for their career.
Well, yeah, because we're going interdisciplinary. I mean, it's definitely music, but I mean, if you really think about it, the same skills of composition that it takes to write a poem or draw a picture or compose a good meal is the same thing that it takes to write music. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's always good to like to branch out and learn other things, learn how those can influence whatever it is you do.
Right. And then like I watched the live stream earlier, and that was really inspiring. I'm like, man, I need to start a synth company now. It's like I don't have enough hats on, but you know, I noticed that everyone was saying that they do everything. So it's like really, you know, we talked about this before. The well-rounded musician or the well-rounded person has the ability to like make a video, write a song, you know, do all of these things. So yeah.
Right.
So I'm trying to like, you know, inspire kids to be that way.
Gotcha.
Especially, I think it's like more and more of your self-promotion that ends up being like doing things like streaming and YouTube videos and stuff like that. You need to be able to do every part of production.
I'm still not really good at the streaming, but I don't know if it's like a Wi-Fi thing, but I just moved to a new place, so I have really good. Yeah, I think it was Sign Mountain from Colorado. He was like, streaming's harder than modular. And I was like, that really stuck with me, because I was like, yes, it's true. So I like the video thing. And then for this video, I was like, oh, I can play with it actually, you know? And so, yeah.
Right. No. And I want to actually throw out just to the chat, like if you have any questions for Frae-Frae, please drop them in the chat right now, what we have on the screen. And also just to mention what she was referring to the chat earlier, which is also part of the Frequency Shift edition, was on the B-Boy Tech Reports channel. It was 12 to 1. It was a tech talk. It was Chris Kaiser from Noise Engineering, Christine Higgins from 1010, Thea Bloom from Winter Bloom, and Thea Flowers from Winter Bloom. And God, I'm really going for it today, you guys. And Naomi Mitchell from Omi Industries. It is over there. Please, when you have time, check it out. Learn lots of information. And any questions for Frey? I know that you're getting a lot of love for the nerd sec. You know, I'm like,
I know. We got to take a collection and get Trovarsi a nerd sec. We got to start like a.
So you're working on some personal new music?
You know what? I actually am. And I tend to do a lot of live performance, and I don't, you know, Jono's been on me about like your legacy. But, you know, me and my partner went on a dream vacation to Paris. And when I woke up in the mornings, there was like a sound that I wanted to hear that I realized wasn't in my playlist. And then I realized that I needed to make that music. So that's actually front and center for me right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to hearing that.
All right. Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys. I mean, this has been beautiful to build community in a pandemic in such a way. And then like you guys put out that call, and now it's become like even more global, you know, and it's like, I feel like I belong to like 4 synth societies, like in spirit, and we've never met in person, but the fellowship, or the whatever, you know, gender neutral fellowship is really important to me. So thanks. Wes Curry.
Yes. Woo. So yeah, if she were on tour, what kind of music would she be playing right now?
Okay, this is about to get out, but you have to believe me. And I have an orchestra in Krasnoyarsk, Siberia, Russia. And we were doing, there is a indigenous nomadic tribe called the Evenki from northern Siberia. And I actually arranged some of their folk songs with their permission. And we were going to do a bunch of festivals, and with dancing and the orchestra and electronic music all combined. So that actually was the plan, but looks like it got kicked to 2021, God willing.
Nice. Well, at least it was just postponed, so we have a lot to look out for you. You do too.
Yeah. Oh, it's my friend V. She said, "What's up?"
V?
They said, "What's up, V?" Yeah. So much love to you guys. I'm looking forward to you come to the beach.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Come to
we will. Don't you
All
worry.
right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. All right.
Thank you so much.
See you.
Everyone, that was Frae-Frae, daughter of Drexciya. And
Up next, we have Proximal Distal, a criminal defense investigator living in Portland who has been producing electronic music on and off for about the last 20 years.
that's nice.
That's impressive.
I know. That's very impressive.
Well, I can't wait to hear the performance.
All right.
Same.
So
Let's get to it.
let's hear it.
That was very good.
Alrighty, Proximal Distal.
Oh,
That was great. That was just rocking, and just I love the beat of that.
and your drum programming. Very. Are you're not muted? Oh, okay. Do you want to tell us like? Oh, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
now-
yes.
I'm terrified. I'm a very
You're
shy
fine.
person.
Well, your set was fantastic.
Thank you.
Do you want to kind of tell us, like, walk us through your setup or how you write?
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of a bit of a maximalist as far as gear goes. probably hard to see from the angle of my webcam, but I have like a room full of stuff. It's always been a contentious point in most relationships I've ever been in, that I keep bringing home new stuff. So I try to pare things down. I make a little ensemble, and then that's what I work with live if I play live. For this set, I just had the 2 Electron boxes and the black box. And I have a Waldorf micro cue that I just recorded a bunch of pad noodlings into and then dumped into the black box, because there was no way I was going to be doing that. And then, like, you know, over here doing some pad stuff. And I just got an XT. I'm really excited about it. That's all I can think about. So yeah, I guess I try to construct sets like DJ sets. I try not to have any jolting breaks, you know, to mixed success at that. I have a modest modular setup, but I don't feel quite proficient with it enough yet to be able to do something coherent for 20 minutes that would, you know, I'd be scratching my head and trying to figure out why sound isn't coming out. So, but yeah, that's what happened.
Nice.
It was great. Can I ask you about your name? It's just such an anatomically beautiful name. I just wondered where that came from.
When I was in college, I did a Bachelor of Science instead of arts, and you had to take 3 terms of lab science. So I thought, I'll take A and P. It'll be interesting.
I thought it was something like
anatomy. So hard and so boring. So I kind of suffered through 3 terms of that, and that was just something that I picked up and made an Instagram name, and then someone was like, "Oh, that should be your artist name." And I was like, "Okay, well."
I like it. It's like
it's a good name.
You know, opposites kind of.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So let me ask, how are you using the Octatrack? I know, like, Octatrack can be used so many ways, so I'm just curious.
Octatrack, you know what? This is gonna be kind of weird for this set. So I'm really super fussy about hi-hats. I'm never happy with hi-hats. It's my eternal quest to get punchy hi-hats with swing. I'm never, like, it's just the bane of my existence. So whenever in Ableton I get any kind of hi-hat line that sounds decent, I export a little, you know, clip of it, and then it goes into the Octatrack, and the Octatrack's usually on hat duties. And then I'll dump some chords in there too and kind of mess around with them as well. But yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, Octatrack pulls like heavy hi-hat duties. You know, people are always like, "Oh, your snare is shit." I'm like, "Your hats are shit." You know, so like really fussy about hats.
Everyone's got the thing they're fussy about.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear it through the whole song, and it's annoying if you're not happy with it. So.
Well, it was great programming. That's for
I'm
sure.
very fussy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it sounded great. Everyone was loving it in the chat. Does anyone have any questions for Proximal Distal?
Oh, let me
Review that. And then I did look at your page, and what's your Yorkie's name? Because
her name
I love
is
dogs.
Do you guys want to meet her? Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. Find a question. Wait and grab Lucy. Lucy, come here.
Oh my gosh.
Adorable.
Yes.
She was like, "I'm taking a nap." She's like 13 and going blind, but she's very, very sweet.
Very sweet.
I love her very much.
Very cute.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing us your dog.
So another question for you. So, are you working on something for Construct? Did I say Elbow Records, or is that?
Yeah, that's. So I grew up in Atlanta, and I first kind of got into synth stuff. In the late '90s, early 2000s, living in Atlanta. I was really into Italo, and God help me, Electro Clash. That was kind of my my gateway drug into like techno and electro. I was like, hey, I could do that. And my friend Oliver Dodd was kind of like my mentor. He was like a hardcore gear purist, and he's just flawless producer. And so we've kept in touch over the years. So and he's like, going to make you put out an EP on my label. So I'm slowly working on it. I'm very bad at finishing things.
Well, that's a great label. So I'm definitely looking forward to. So where else can we find your music as well? Just for the people in the chat.
Oh, okay. I mean, mainly SoundCloud. I'm gonna put my setup today. Like, I'm not very prolific at recording. I know it's gonna sound terrible. Like, I'm super busy. My job, I work so much. I work. So to be able to afford all this lovely gear and pay off loans and pay my rent on my overpriced apartment and all the other shit that goes with modern American life. So I don't really have that much out there, but anyone, you can shoot me an email, jtredspi@gmail.com, and I will happily send you whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
And
so,
go ahead. I was to say you're up in Portland right now, is that right?
Yep.
Very cool. So just to let people know that, well, should we tell, I know we put your Instagram information and that in the description. So maybe they can shoot you a message, since you said they can
shoot me a message, talk to me about gear. If you want to tell me about your stuff, I'll tell you about my stuff. I love talking about hardware. Really the one thing I really care about.
You're definitely connected with the right group. We're so happy to have you play, and we love talking about it.
Dude, everyone was so good. Everyone's really amazing, and thank you so much for doing this and for hosting this, and thank you to everybody else. It's been kind of the high point of my Saturday afternoons the last couple weeks of listening.
Awesome.
Usually I'm working, but I tune in later and get to listen to everybody's stuff, and it's absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for being a part
We'd
of
like
it.
to have you back. Yeah.
When you put out that release, we'll have you back.
Okay, deal.
We'll chat anyway. Well, we all have the societies. We have Colorado, Modular World. We have Modular Houston. So there's a SoCal Synth Society. There's tons of groups that are willing and wanting to talk.
I can't wait till this
listen to the music. So
I can't wait till this coronavirus shit is over, so we can travel again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have a nice big meetup somewhere.
You'll have to shoot down to LA and come see us.
For sure.
Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Awesome.
That was
Proximal Distal, everybody.
Cool.
Up next, we have Iris S., a digital artist using programming languages to live code her music. Her interest for improvisation, that's electroacoustic music, and sound synthesis started when studying music and electronic arts in UNTREF, member of the CLIC, the Collectivo de Live Coders. She has given talks and performed in technology meetups at universities, produced events, and played in important cultural centers and museums in Buenos Aires and Colombia.
Nice. Sounds like a genius. So.
Yeah.
Sounds very, very awesome. Can't wait to hear it.
All right, let's hear it.
That was awesome. I haven't seen any live coding in like 6 months. That was really refreshing.
Let me unmute her really quick.
I already did.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That
Really,
was
really.
incredible.
I know.
You got to tell us a bit about what you were doing there.
Yes.
Well, I was basically trying a few samples that I never used, and I was like, I am studying different ways of writing or coding melody and creating harmony. So I was going through that. Like I kind of only improvised. I mean, I still do not know how to make actual sets or songs. I just improvise. It's like
I think I would describe that as an actual set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
nice to know. Yeah. So yeah, I prepared this recording for you guys. I am so happy to be here. It's amazing to meet a female community. Because here, you know, there is a lot of girls doing things with synthesizers, but we are not like united. And of course, you know, there are a lot of guys. And sometimes it's hard.
Where you're tuning in from? Tell us where you're
Just
where
so
you're broadcasting from.
yes.
Okay, yes, I am from Argentina, from Buenos Aires. And yeah, here there is a huge community. Most of us we are from Buenos Aires, but we have people from all around the country. I am part of a collective which is called CLIC. It stands for Live Coding Collective, Colectivo de Live Coders in Spanish. Yeah, and it's really nice to be part of CLIC because we created differently from the synthesizers community. We built like a cyber feminist community with a strong code of coexistence. I don't know how to say that in English, código de convivencia. You know, to build a safe place where everybody can come, no matter who you are. Sorry?
Yeah, a place where you can coexist in a safe spot where you can get together and get to know one another and not have to worry about being judged so much.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's so hard because sometimes because you're a female, they will think that you know less or you cannot do things, or they have to explain you how to do things, or they don't want to share the information with you, or you know, it's only good what it's made in this certain way, but what you do is bad. And it's really hard to learn and to keep expanding yourself in something when you don't feel in a secure place. So that is very nice about CLIC. We are a lot. We've been working together with people from other countries, from Latin America, from England, from India, from Indonesia. So it's very nice to see that we are all pushing for creating these spaces. So I respect you guys a lot, and thank you so much for building this open call for girls and non-binary.
Yeah, thanks for answering the call.
So I have a lot of questions. Well, let's start with. Okay, so I was as I was watching and listening, and I noticed that some people in the chat also kind of threw out like 808. So is that as you're programming? That's how it's in that moment. That's because I saw you backspacing and like it's changing the music in that moment. Like you're writing as it's happening. Is that, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it looks to me.
Correct.
I come from a background of, you know, the coding when you were a kid, you know,
like logo coding.
Right, yeah, enter, you know, like, and then like a little screamer thing, you know.
I remember to learn how to program with a little turtle.
Oh yeah.
I think that the program was Logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
so a lot
had
of
a
people.
really good time. You know, what I feel when I code is very similar to what happened to me when I met the analogic synthesis. It's something like you are designing, you are thinking and calculating in your brain, but at the same time, there is something that goes like the machine decides how to, I mean, you don't have complete control. You have to be thinking, you have to be calculating, but there is a part that sometimes it's a surprise what comes out, and you can use that, and it's very fun. It's very fun, and yeah, actually, I use in this case I didn't use any digital synthesis, but I used only some samples, and actually I write rhythmic patterns, and I process the sound in real time, and I do the mixing in real time. And I feel that it's very similar to patch, you know, synths. Like it's a similar process. It's yeah.
It's like it's just more of like a rules based, I guess, versus like a physical patch, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You also had some live visuals that were reacting to your music. Do you write those as well?
Yes, it's a little code. I didn't produce any variation of that. It's just a few codes online in Hydra. Hydra is a language that was developed by Olivia Jack. She's a girl from United States, but she's an engineer. But she went to do like an art residency in Colombia, and in that media lab, she decided to do this tool that we use for doing visuals. And I was working with a function that allows me to work with my webcam in order to bring, you know, like the humanity to my set, because I imagined that the other girls were with cameras. And yeah, I could do that, but well, it was easy, and I really like to use Hydra too. I'm not a specialist of that. I mean, I play more, I come from the sound, so I use tidal cycles a lot more, but Hydra is very, very nice. And I think it worked out well in that set.
Oh yeah, it looked really, really awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did she say like how you got into this?
Yeah, how did you get into the musical aspect?
Right.
Yeah, it's a great question. So I was studying music, like contemporary music and composition. I used to play the double bass. I don't know if you see my fat friend there.
Nice.
I was not good at it, but I had a lot of fun. And suddenly, I mean, I started in my career. They made me do a lot of exercises creating electroacoustic music. So I started to study sound as a physical phenomena. You know, when you are working with samples, you have to know, well, you know, a lot of tech things. And then I had my father died, and I lose the subjects that I was in. So I suddenly a professor, his name is Ernesto Romeo. He's very important here. He told me, hey, why don't you come to my classes just like to hear, so you can be entertained with this scenes. And I was like, oh my God, sound can be created and controlled by machines. What?
Like,
and I mean, I loved humanity, I loved science, and I loved creation. And he had this huge human gesture. I am from a very poor city in San Miguel, in Buenos Aires. And he let me take a Synthi AKS from the 64, an original one. He gave me this thing, and I went by train back to my my home,
And that gesture was amazing. That was like the beginning for me with synths. Then I had the chance to work with him in his studio. It's a lab studio, one of the most great collections of synthesizers in Latin America. And I think in the world, you might know La Siesta del Fauno Estudio. Okay, and well, I learned a lot there. And I had the chance to patch huge walls of modular synthesizers, and they are my favorites. And you know, with tidal cycles, it's I had the chance to learn Super Collider, but it's very hard to make sequences, you know. And tidal cycles allows you to write and create rhythms very easily. So that's how I got into it.
That's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, it's a very cool story.
Great journey. Great story. Yeah. I'm so glad that we had an opportunity to connect with you and that you reached out when we put the call out for a frequency shift.
Sure. It was, I think Instagram did it. And before I would like to share, if you allow me, in the live chat, a link to like a little document that we girls in synthesizers community made to show the work of other girls. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for this. There are a lot of girls doing great stuff, and I feel very proud. It's so nice to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a part of it.
And before you just hang up here, will you drop it in our chat to make sure then that we have it so we can also drop it? Maybe
oh, sure. Please call these girls. Check this out.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me chat. Okay, here.
And then while you're
done,
doing, I'm just going to look in the chat and make sure. I mean, you have a lot of like people just were a lot of love. They loved your performance, and yes. And again, thank you so much for coming on and the show and playing and coming and chatting with us. It was, yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Iris S, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. All right. Next up, we have Chantal deFelice. She is primarily a visual artist, and she's painter. She does experimental video. I know she's very much into nature and plants, and she has a space called the Tit Lab, and we'll get more into that. But first, let's watch your performance.
of these dancing bodies of water is powerful, undeniable, a portal, a swirling mass. The convergence of these dancing bodies of water is powerful, undeniable, a portal, a swirling mass. The convergence of these dancing bodies of water is powerful, undeniable, a portal, a swirling mass. The convergence of these dancing bodies of water is powerful, undeniable, a portal, a swirling mass. The convergence of these dancing bodies of water is powerful, undeniable, a portal, a swirling mass. The convergence of these dancing bodies of water is powerful, undeniable, a portal, a swirling mass, powerful. Undeniable. A portal, a swirling mass, powerful, 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 undeniable. A portal, a swirling mass, powerful,
Oh my gosh, that was
Yes.
amazing. Your visuals are incredible too.
Yes. I feel so peaceful right now.
What a great way to close out this weekend's event.
Yes. So lovely.
Thank you. It really, this whole day has been amazing. I am so honored. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. Do you want to kind of talk to us about how you merge? Well, you talk.
Yeah. So as you said in the little bio intro, I've been a painter for years. I've been working with Resolume Arena for years, probably 8 years, just using my own video footage. I use almost exclusively my own content. And I've been dabbling in Ableton a little bit, but I've been a big modular fan. I don't have anything yet. I used this. This is my first analog synth, and I use this a lot. That's the theremin sound and
Nice.
the bass sounds. So I actually just got an APC 40 the day before I created this composition. So I hadn't had that yet. I've just been using a mini to run my, to control my video work, but I wanted to have something where I could do both. So I'd like to get to where I don't have to look at my computer so much, but that was only my first day working with working with a controller in Ableton. So I'm just a baby here. I'm new. I'm learning, and
but you're doing so much, like a whole audio visual thing. That's just so much stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I usually do more manipulation of the video, and I do more synchronization with sounds because I've done a lot of video stuff with other people's music. But for this one, I was like, okay, I just want to be sure that I can manage both. So yeah, I'm so excited. This event like pushed me to bring it together in a way that I've been talking about for years. I met Trovarsi and Chris from Noise at NAMM this past January, and I'd been going for like 6 or 7 years. I would go multiple days and only visit the modular booths. And finally, this last one, connecting with them, and right away they were like, "Hey, we're trying to create things, that include people who are usually a little excluded from the scene, and do you want to be in?" And I was like, "I've been waiting to meet you for 7 years. I'm so happy, So
Yeah.
So I really feel like, and also like Frae-Frae was saying about some of the things to be grateful for during quarantine is I'm here in my studio by myself all the time. And so it's given me a lot more time to work on sound projects that I've been dreaming of for a long time. So
is that the studio, the Tit Lab, or is that something
Yeah.
else? Because
yeah, that's my studio. It just kind of came up from a friend teasing me. I'm very, I'm into freeing my tits.
Nice.
So I get teased a lot about it, but really the idea of this, like, bringing together, like science but also, this like femme kind of vibe. So that's what the Tit Lab represents. But it's all about.
We need more of that.
Yeah.
yeah. Crossover.
Yeah.
I know I was telling Space Racer about like that you guys definitely, well, before the pandemic, you were supposed to come up to the studio and we were visuals and plants, space,
Outer space.
art. Like I was like,
I see that microscope
you
back
guys
there.
need to meet.
I got a microscope.
Yeah.
So my studios, I have 3 microscopes. I have 3 typewriters. I recorded one of the typewriters.
Yeah,
I heard that.
cool.
Sounded
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Can I ask you a question? So being a visual artist as well as audio, what came first in this project?
So actually the video composition I've been working on for a few months. I had like a bank of like maybe, I think there's like 40 or 50 videos in this particular composition. I've just been like mushing it around, and it's so generative, and it just like, every time I mess with it, I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know it still could make something new that excited me out of this. So I had that kind of already set, but for the start of the audio piece was I record myself a lot. I just want to practice. I like reading aloud, and I just want to practice being able to speak. So I had recorded myself. I was in New Orleans, and that's where this convergence of bodies of water, a portal, a swirling mass. I was actually thinking about New Orleans and the Mississippi and the Gulf, and so that little sound clip from an audio journal is kind of where I started the piece. And then that day that I was putting the video together, I was just like, what do I have in my studio that can make sound, and recording everything and putting those into Ableton. And so
you do a lot of field recording, is that right?
Yeah, I do a lot of field recording with the Zoom recorder. And so I'm so excited now to have a controller and to be able to get more, physical, tactile with all these things I've been gathering. I've been gathering video and field recordings for so long, and like now I'm not able to travel.
Them. Yeah.
You're like, okay, we're gonna do.
You got, that controller that you got is perfect. So as you move, like, get more into Ableton and be able to build some racks and do some mapping.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to see what you continue to do, because as this is your first performance. It was absolutely amazing. So
I honestly can't believe that it's your first performance.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was so nervous, and like I said, I was so nervous coming into this group because I felt like, I don't have modular, and I've been a fan. Actually, I just want to. I brought that zine. I made this zine after my first time going to NAMM like 7 years ago. My little notes.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to talk more about that. Like,
yeah,
share it, please.
I've been learning, for a long time. And every time I go to NAMM, I just have used it as a practice session for 3 days, get my hands on machines. But anyways, when this event came up, I was like, I don't know if I really, fit in, or if because I don't have like the cool gear. And I actually, Trovarsi was like, are you entering like don't worry about the gear, just get in there. And
that's the thing.
Anyone's welcome.
Expand the tent.
Everyone's welcome.
Yes. Yeah. I know. I was like, get in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think people appreciate the diversity of performance and genres and just everything that people are showing us.
Yeah, I learned so much today, and the last 2 episodes too. It's been just amazing. So
Yes.
Right.
So many new things every single time.
I know. It's been amazing. Like this whole frequency shift has been a great journey. So I always go back and have to watch the performances and just kind of nerd out too and look at what they're using and their sounds. And yeah, so thank you for contributing to this. We really appreciate it. We're looking forward to seeing more of your work too.
I feel like now that today, I feel like I've been sitting on this. I haven't shown it to anyone I know, like my friends or anything. I'm like, you got to show up today to see it. But now that this is released, I'm like, okay, I want to do.
What's next?
Yeah, I want to do just like live stream from my studio, like every night. I'm like, let's do this. So
Nice.
It's
always just that leap, like after you get your first one in, you're like, okay.
The first one's the hardest. And then
it really is. It's all
well, thank you so much for sharing that with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's great.
Everyone, that was Chantal, deFelice.
At the Tit Lab.
Yes, at the Tit Lab. Which, are you still doing your Tuesday afternoon live stream on your Instagram? Are you doing that?
I'm doing a live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, tea time at the Tit Lab for alliteration. And because I wanted to practice being able, now that we're stuck here and we can't hang out in person, I wanted to practice being able to verbalize what I'm working on, because I'm not that good at that. And then also to share what I'm working on. It's like finished projects are only every so often, but like there's so much between that you want to like tell people about. So
the journey to a finished product.
Yeah, exactly.
Or between them.
Instagram is my space.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So everyone, her links are in the description. And yeah, make sure you swing by on Instagram on Tuesdays at Tit Lab. That's a lot of tea.
Tea time.
Tea time, yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today for a frequency shift. And it's been an absolute honor to be able to, with my co-hosts, to see these performances and everyone participating. We want to let you know, just to let you know, we have another frequency shift for Modular Houston, which is next Saturday at the same time. And then we're closing the frequency shift, this first edition segment on Noise Blast, which is on Noise Engineering's YouTube channel on the 30th at 2. And then I just want to let you all know that Modular World starts up again on September 5th. And I want to also give a special thank you to Jono. And
thank you so much.
For helping and the production end. And it's not just there. Like, that's what I want to say about this community. And all of you know, they're in the chat, Jono, we know each other. And that is, like, as Jono would say, a love fest.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
He's crying behind the scenes. He's really helpful.
He's still crying to keyboard, Jono.
And he's just been amazing. So thanks for your support.
Yes.
And go check out Modular World, September 5th.
Yes. And please be sure to subscribe to our SoCal Synth Society channel just to keep abreast of all the new shows that we have coming up. We'll see you next Saturday on Modular Houston's channel. We'll see you too, right, Lillian? You'll be there?
Yes, I will be.
All right. Space Racer, Houston native. Yeah. Awesome. Great. So have a good weekend. Start making music.
Frequency shift.
Peace.
Woo. Woo.